Semi-finals here of the Kung Fu Cup. A matchup that happens a lot in online events nowadays. It's always a fun one, I feel like. It's never really a guarantee which ways it goes in this ZvT. We do start off in the top left corner of the map here. It is Dark from Dragon Kaiser Gaming. Bottom right, our red Terran is going to be ByuN. Let's kick off into game 1 of this best of 3. We get this started, we get this underway. Let's see what is going to happen. Kresvan is the map, as ByuN is going to get in here for the Engineering Bay block. That is a new one. He laughs about this. He seems to think this is quite amusing. Engineering Bay block TVZ is very funky. Now he's not got any low ground barracks or anything. He's not looking to rush rush Reapers or anything here. But yeah, this is very very fun way to start. I mean, you're going to take the first base out the front, so you would imagine there's some way that ByuN's going to try and take advantage of the fact that the first hatchery is out the front, more so than just, delaying it by, forcing the drone to walk over there. As if he comes over, CC is building. We do have ourselves the just the kind of the waiting game of what actually is going to happen. I'm genuinely kind of intrigued, man. I'm interested as to what the heck the plan is from this Engineering Bay block. He's going to leave it there for now as well, I guess. Stop a fast third hatch coming down on the natural location, which maybe wouldn't be too crazy of an idea. Genuinely just kind of interested. I mean, seems like a fun way to get things going here, guys. So, yeah. ByuN always kind of a fascinating character, isn't he? Always comes up with like the funky new stuff, the new way to do things, and so on. Always very fun to see what he's got planned, what he's going to be bringing out on any given day. Well, again, barracks coming up on the high ground. He does have the CC on the low ground now as well, so you'll have a couple of racks. You'll have the command center. So in the end, did go for the super fast CC, which is obviously kind of wild in and of itself as well, right? Bunker is about to finish. Just going to see our feelings. We'll force the cancel on this Engineering Bay finally, so there's the hatchery going down. 250 for the third. I guess you can get it sooner. Hopefully just heading down the bottom. Link's on the way up, link speed building, factory still on the way through, about halfway done. A few more Marines are coming out. That's just going to be having our bunker up on the high ground. That is a lag. Please not me. Is this just a new thing that the Korean server just hates us? It's kind of silly. Alright, get back to it. Like I say, just the Korean server doesn't like us. Which is kind of concerning because this has now been a thing for a couple of weeks, and if this is just a new thing, like, it's very possible that casting tournaments on the Korean server is just going to become less doable, to say the least. So yeah, that's not exactly ideal. There's a few Lings with speed come across the map, and we will see Dark starting to put on a little bit of pressure here then initially. So getting this going, getting this started up. The Lings trying to catch these Marines that are sitting behind this mineral line. Doing the absolute best there. The Lings actually will get a lot of these Marines initially. So a good amount of damage being done. Now we've got ourselves these SCVs having to stay back. Obviously no Hellions or anything, just the Marines at first is the reason why this is such a successful little push forward to start things out with, at least. We're seeing our melee upgrade continuing up as well. Stimpack continues through. Just going to be seeing all of the follow-up here. Going to be the couple of Hellions, the Marines still on the way. As we do have our Lings going to try and make a reappearance from this side. Lings coming over. Just going to be seeing our Hellions getting a couple shots off. Lings get pushed away. Overlord's coming in overhead. Again, melee upgrade and everything continues through. And for the moment, we just sit tight. Guys, I'm sorry for what looks like it's a little bit laggy, a little bit low FPS. I just don't have much else I can do. And I would rather stream with the game sounds than stream with someone else's channel with shadow over and, you know, webcams and no game sounds, you know, so we'll just have to make do, like I say. So kind of sucks. Like, it really is kind of tilting because, like, if we just like every day now we just get kicked from like 3 maps that we cast from Korea. It just sucks. So silly. All right. Anyways, we do have ourselves the Lings coming through. A couple of Hellions getting caught up, getting kind of sectioned away there for a few moments as well. Ling's going to try and break through the front, so even when we build Hellions here, ByuN is struggling a little bit. The few extra Marines coming through to try and push that back. Extra barracks coming up, the CC coming in, the combat shield building as well. I'm just going to be seeing the rest of our Zerglings. Going to get a wraparound. Not every Marine can be lifted here, so you have to wait for a couple to die before we lift, and we actually only evacuate 7. So, not exactly the most ideal of scenarios either. Just going to be seeing our extra drones coming up, carapace coming through. I'm just going to be seeing ourselves the Veiling Nest, hatch, lair, all the good stuff continuing in for the moment as we just keep this a-rolling. So far so good, looking Gucci. And our lair starts up, the extra drones and Lings coming in, the carapace upgrades about halfway by. The Veiling Nest coming up as well here from Dog, so we get that going as well. And our Marines and a couple of Hellions just pressing forward here from ByuN. Gonna come sitting out the front and moving toward the 3rd base. We'll just see the armory building in the main as well, so getting into the next step of this in the next few moments. And that started up very shortly. Again, just Lings running in. It feels like ByuN is consistently on the defense. He's just consistently having a pull back and just consistently having Lings running into his mineral lines and everything. Just, there's no peace for him in this game, right? This is absolutely not turning out to be a fun one. He's just kind of getting bullied around here, there, and everywhere. Being kept on edge, I guess, is a good way to put it, right? Because he's not kind of having a terrible time against the run-bys, but it's going to make it difficult for him to start focusing across the map at this point in the game when he wants to. So while I wouldn't say the run-bys have been super deadly, it will have a pretty big impact on a player that typically likes to get across the map, who likes to get going, and likes to kind of keep up the aggression, because now if Dark keeps up that kind of run-by potential, you're going to have so much more trouble than is ByuN than what you've had, or what you would usually have, so definitely makes a pretty big impact, definitely makes a pretty big difference. Marines still pushing forward, a couple of Banes are going to come forward with this. This time we actually get some good shots off on these Banelings, and they go down. ByuN actually taking a pretty good fight there, getting a few Lings for his troubles as well. Now pushing forward is going to have free reign over this troop spread until there's some more Banelings or just some more of anything to show up. There are the extra Lings. We do have lift up and leave potential in the medevac, so we do exactly that for a little bit. Just getting straight out of there. Not messing around, huh? Not at all. Into the main base. These Marines are super heavily hurt, by the way, so just needs to be careful, but for the moment he does outgun the Lings, and he will continue on to the first couple of spawning Hydras. The value ByuN is finding is pretty huge, but it's not all for free. He is losing some amount of units in the process, right? So worth taking note of that, worth keeping that in mind, that this wasn't just a completely free trade for him. Those 3 drones going down, just seeing ourselves, the Hive coming up, the extra Lings and the Hydra coming out as well, so continuing through with all of this right now. I'm just going to be seeing our Bioforce going to continue through into the center of the map. +2/+2 melee upgrades, Hydra speed coming in. Hive still building as well. Another Wind Line shot goes off on a Zergling. Our medevac just continues to heal up these few Marines here as our missile upgrade, our +2 cap base continues to come on by. Going to be seeing this Bioforce still running around the south. Looking to get a little bit of a push on the go. Creep spread poking forward as we do come forward and knock down a couple of those creep tumors pretty much straight away. Just knocking those out and just going to be seeing the Ling Bane running forward. Can any of the Banes connect? Widowmine gets the kind of the front edge of some of these Lings. In the end, ByuN is mostly just going to be lifting up. He is taking a supply lead though, as Lurkiden is on the way from Dock. This is typically a map that can go split map extremely easily, and I would not be surprised if we end up there. Especially not with the way that this game is currently heading. Like, ByuN's taking some slight edges, but as long as Dock just doesn't take that one big push that kills him, and he gets up to Lurkers in the near future, I feel like he's going to be having a pretty good time. So ByuN continues to push forward. We do have our creep just immediately in a little bit of trouble again, as we have the scan already down. A few Lings instantly dropping. It's a pretty big deal. A few of those Lings trying to move forward. A couple of, well, Overseer gets cancelled, then the Overlord dies. Dark is just going to have to keep on backing up. Seismic Spine's on the way. We're not quite fully to the Lurkers just yet. When we get there, though, ByuN is still only making Widowmines. He doesn't have a great answer to Lurkers just yet. He will kite backwards here, lets the Widowmine do some work, but it actually goes off big time on the bio units and not so much on the Zerg. Dark fights for a while, of course. The stacked up Marines still do limit the surface area. It still has a positive impact. A net gain here for ByuN, who continues now to run off to the right-hand side. Lifting up once again, couple Widowmines going down. Absolute madness at the moment, as our medevacs will unload once more. In the center of the map, this CC nearby is going to be finishing up in a few moments, and again, Seismic Spine's just about to be completed as well. A couple of Hydras, bunch of Zerglings, all still being produced. And again, just what a game we are turning out to have here. Game 1 of ByuN Dark semi-finals, Kung Fu Cup 10. The Lurkers do morph over on the left-hand side. And that is really a game changer. That really should be a point at which ByuN likely has to start slowing things down a little bit, right? Time to start, you know, putting this into the next state, you know, putting this into a new gear, putting this into getting some ghosts out, get this into maybe even some siege tanks. Like, I think Widowmines are perhaps becoming kind of a done thing. Initially, you can still use a few mines, but ghosts especially are necessary. And we do see the first of them coming up as ByuN will continue to drop, though. It's this bottom left side base first. The first Banelings there, get rid of a couple Marines, but there's just so many that it's not really a huge deal just yet. The Widowmine doesn't have a major connection, at least. That's obviously something you have to watch to make sure the Zerg avoids, otherwise could be trouble. We're pushing the center at the same time, and ByuN just continues to be in as many places at once as possible. That is his plan, that is his goal, and that's exactly what he keeps on going for. This is going to be seeing the rest of the Bioforce coming over, take down a Spore Crawler. The rest of these Zerglings coming through, the Hydra as well, continue to come up, get into position, and continue to see what else can be done for the moment. So that cloak just about to finish. A few more ghosts are on the way. It's going to be seeing our, excuse me, our Lurkers coming up as well. Lings continuing through. Going to start hitting the front here. Just taking some damage. Widowmine shot going off. So you have ourselves the cloak out to finish up for those ghosties as well, so they can hide themselves a little bit, although I don't think there's a major reason for that just yet. As their numbers get higher, that is a bit more important, though. So it's good to have it ready to go. And there's a couple queens, keep on dropping. The Lings get in there to continue clearing out, and the rest of this army of ByuN back down to the south. Keep on being active wherever we can. Lurker's Burrow, Lingbane, Lurker set up in the middle of the map still. Scans out the front, keep an eye on what's going on here. Gonna snipe down an Overseer as well straight away. Just gonna pick that off too. Is our Widowmine gonna go? That could be a massive Widowmine shot. He retargeted it a few times or something because it didn't go off for ages. And when it does hit, it hits dead center on this Lingbane. This is a horrible fight for Dark. His Lurkers are just not involved. Finally, they move up, but okay, I mean, he gets 16 SCVs. The benefit is that he's taken down a lot of economy on this base. He lost so much in doing so, though, and now he starts to lose some Lurkers as well as the snipes begin to come through. And as these ghosts snipe down the Lurkers, I think Dark's in trouble. I mean, he's already rebuilt a lot. He spent a lot of his money already. Not sure if he's got the lava to go all the way and spend everything to get fully remaxed, but yeah, I mean, the only good thing is that he really has killed a lot of SCVs. ByuN loses 23, but even then, ByuN's only 13 workers behind. It feels so manageable. As we just have the Ghost cloaked up, moving forward, the Lurkers starting to get some extra shots off now, but there's just no detection here, so the Cloak Ghost do put in work. As the Lurkers burrow up here, ByuN has to stop chasing for a couple of moments and turn back around. Try and take a different approach to this, as here we go again, these Lurkers dropping instantly. That, my friends, is the full cleanup. That is what we're talking about. ByuN is going to be looking fantastic now in this game number 1. The Ghost did their job. He had the transition of those ready just as Dark was, he got to a great amount of Ghosts just when Dark really was starting to be aggressive and forcing you to need a good amount of Ghosts to deal with the Lurkers. And again, that first wave of the fight, I felt like the Lurkers were just so inconsequential. Like, they was just so out of the way, so out of position. Just not really what we needed to have happen there. That part of this was absolutely a bit of a mess, as now ByuN obviously looking pretty heckin' good, starting to come across this map, and really feels as though we might just be on the verge of victory in these next few moments. So, seeing our fire continuing by. And Dark is closing in on maxing out. Obviously, ByuN can't necessarily just go running in head first, but I think there's going to be very few things that can necessarily stop him. At the very least, he's going to force trades, which he's going to like, because these are very good trades for him. The Widow Mines don't do much, though, so I guess that part of it is maybe a little bit less than ideal. We're still coming through, just going to be seeing ourselves. 11 drones going down. A few SCVs will go as well, though, but obviously, again, Dark is the one who's on the rails here. He's on the ropes. He is the one that's being kept back in a bit of an awkward position, and it is kind of on... Yeah, it's definitely still kind of on Dark to find a way out of this kind of troubling spot right now, so still kind of figuring that one out for the moment. Fire Force pulling back. There's a few units thinking about maybe coming in from the bottom side once again. ByuN for a few moments at least still then just holding things out, stopping things from coming through too heavily. Definitely getting the game to slow down a little bit at the very least, right? Which is, again, a little bit of something, but I mean, Dark is absolutely just in trouble, right? I mean, ByuN has the bases for days. He's going to be able to keep on trading fantastically here. Like, this is not going to take a bad turn for ByuN unless Dark really pulls something ridiculous out of his back pocket, and just not sure if something ridiculous really exists for him right now. Lurk is just getting sniped because we don't have detection over here, so that's hardly the most ideal of scenarios either. Going through once again, just going to see a couple more kills straight away. Well, drone's already going down. We do have ourselves the Banes, the Lings, the Lurkers running through. Continue to make that a little bit of a push here, as we do have 15 SCVs killed off again. I mean, these are the counterattacks that I guess you need as Dark. You need to do some damage. Just don't lose too much as you're doing it. I mean, this is expensive. Every Lurker goes down. He actually gets decent trades, right? I would say towards the end even, we're doing pretty well trading against that as the Zerg. The Lurker's getting some final shots off on the bio and so on. The prettiest of situations? No, absolutely not, but I mean, it's something. It brings ByuN's supply down a little bit at the very least. It's pulled ByuN back home for a while. This orbital command lifts up, Mule drops down, but it's too late to repair, so the main orbital falls. That's obviously maybe not quite the expectation there either. Also a little bit funky as things come over here. They're going to quite easily be in position to deal with that too. That should be no problem at all. Couple mines, a little bit of bio, still looking to keep on pressing forward where possible. Army on the bottom side also setting up, trying to see what else we can do. But mine's still chilling out. Just going to be seeing that Zergling going down. Obviously, you're coming in overhead as well. Just continuing through with this. A few moments as we do have ourselves the Bio Army out down to the south. ByuN maxed out, still Dark at 180. This game is... I did think this game was a bit more over than it currently is. I thought we were kind of done and dusted. We might still be if ByuN can continue to take some very convincing fights. Let's see if that really will be the case or not. This hatchery goes down. That's already one base the Dark is now missing that he could really have just done with keeping. Lings run forward here again. A couple of Bane lanes. Well, there's one of them going down straight away, so we knocked that one out the way straight away. I mean, again, Dark, his army just ain't good enough. Lurkers, without really enough spellcasters or anything, it just ain't doing it, right? Like, fights that are just a bit more straight up like this will not get the job done. And that is going to be GG. Music after the match happened, is that something new? That's just the clean feed, man. That was just the music they put up on the clean feed. Obviously, I'm not going to put music up when the game ends or anything. It's just clean feed things. Clean feed things. Bottom right side, our blue Zerg player from Dragon Kaiser Gaming. This is Dark. Taking on in the upper left-hand side, the red Tyranny Do. It is going to be ByuN. Ourselves into game number 2 of this series. Near Humanity, one that not a lot of people always play. Some of the Zergs just really don't like playing this one, but Dark will let it come through in this series, for the moment at least. So yeah, 2 barracks on the way. This time it is going to be those low ground barracks as well, so we are seeing the Reaper play out of ByuN. This is something that we've come to love and know. Oh, yo, Roddy, well, thank you so much for the raid. Sorry, I just looked across. You forgot there's a delay? You're good at this streaming thing? No. Thank you for the raid, mate. Have a good one. Thanks for popping the boys by. Hello, everyone. I'm a little bit ill. I'm a little bit sick, so I just preemptively apologize if I sniff a little bit on on the microphone and stuff. Or if I don't quite get the mute button in time for a cough or something. Just a little bit of that post-Home Story Cup illness. But still here, guys, on some great games. Obviously, you guys just watched the... Is this me again? Cool. No, this time it's TKL. Yeah, okay, cool. See, it's just the Korean servers just picking people at random to kick out the game, man. Marsbar, thank you so much for the 37-month resub. And F Nord, thank you so much for the Prime sub as well. Yeah, like I said, this is just truly something that's just been happening on the Korean server. It's a little bit wild. Anyways, a few moments we just have to kind of sit through this, guys. Apologies to TKL. I just felt your pain in the last game. I thought it was me again. I was like, no! So yeah, game number 2. Best of 3 series. ByuN Dark, Neo Humanity. Like I say, fun map. See what ByuN does. He's obviously going to be repoing to start out with. I guess we'll see how we continue through. And see whether Dark can deal with this nice and easily. There's TKL, sacrificed to the Korean server, and Reaper's now starting to come across the map. Let's get back on track with these and see what will go down, as our Reaper is just going to be coming to the natural. And yeah, just going to start pinging away. First couple of Lings start to take some damage. Reaper continues to back away for a few moments. Lings continue to take quite a few shots. Reaper continues to chase, is not going to let these Lings go easily. And the second Reaper coming up in a few moments' time as well. Queen pops out, another grenade. Just going to pop that Queen to the side for the moment, apparently. CCs are continuing to produce. Obviously, we had a bunch of those up. Triple CC behind this Reaper play. Going to mean that we're playing very macro behind this. And already the add-ons are coming in as well. So it's not going to be a ton of Reapers, which sometimes it is from ByuN. He plays this jumping up and down game with the Lings, with the Queens. Just trying to maximize any sort of damage you can find, but there's not really too much there just yet. As our tree number 3 goes down, obviously Dark not super delayed on that. It's just the 3 Reapers, and mining out to the bottom side means that you can take it there. Not usually the base you would take in the matchup, but because of the Reaper control, this is the easier one to take because it's one you don't check straight away as ByuN, as he does get that creep tumor, if only just, and only barely saves that Reaper as well. Nicely handled. Marine Stim still coming through, just going to be seeing our Reapers on a little bit of a push, coming back over this right-hand side. Next week coming through, a couple of Queens coming out, our drones are all producing as well, so just bringing all of this up for the moment. Just going to be seeing a couple of Queens, going to send it out the front of the third base, so again, defense is preparing. Dark trying to make sure that we don't end up in too wild a situation anywhere. Obviously, Stimpack is not too far from finishing up here from ByuN, and that will be first kind of chance for him to push with something other than the Reapers in this game. As right now, the Reapers do get caught by these Zerglings, so that's going to be goodbye to all 3 of the Marines. But if they could have got down there and maybe caught a couple of the Lings, as Dark will start to knock down the rocks, close off the middle of the map, make it more difficult for your opponent to come across and potentially kill you. Generally seems like a good idea, generally seems like a pretty decent plan. So I can't really argue with the thought process behind that one at all. I think we take those ones. I think we just take those ones. So yeah, I'm just going to be seeing those Lings knocking down the rocks, make it more difficult for ByuN to attack. Like I said, that really is everything you typically want to do. As our rocks will get knocked on down. ByuN, 3 more barracks. This is obviously on the back of 3cc, so it's not like it's super aggro or anything. It's just very much so the kind of standard, typical kind of follow-ups for the moment. Marines pulling back up to the top and just having ourselves the orbital command setting up over here as well. So, again, getting a few things up and running. He's going to go for a massive run by. If they get a wraparound on these Marines, this would be really bad. It might just be really bad for ByuN anyways. Yeah, they're starting to pull SCVs now, but they are way too late to protect, and he is just going to kill him. Holy crap. All of the Lings in the world just enter the base of ByuN, wrap around those Marines, and Dark wastes no time tying us and taking us to game 3. As we jump into the top right-hand corner of the map, our blue Zerg player is going to be Dragon Kaisi Gaming's Dark. Up against the Red Terran from the Shopify Rebellion. In the bottom left-hand corner, we have got ourselves ByuN. Deciding map in this semi-final, it's 1-1, game 3 right here. Gonna see how this is gonna round out. We got this all started up. Overlord is heading down to the bottom left-hand side. A few drones, a couple barracks, all building up for the moment. The refinery just getting finished up there as well. We'll see 2 racks on the low ground. We kind of see where this is going already. We've seen this one before. The Reapers are coming back from ByuN. Obviously, last game was just the 3 Reapers. Really just died to them Lings, man. Those Lings just showed up and they were like, bye-bye. That was a lot of Lings, very aggressive. If you don't succeed there as Dark, that's like a ton of units made, and you obviously don't have that many drones behind it, so it was very committed. Really had to find something, and obviously he did exactly that. Pretty big deal as our setup here just continues along, and just having ourselves the, again, a couple of Reapers building out. We'll see just how aggressive we get as ByuN. I would not be surprised if it was just 3 Reapers again and use them for some map control, and then some kind of follow-up. Of course, the cool thing about ByuN's Reaper plays is he's so creative in terms of what follow-ups he can go for. He has so many different variations on kind of following up from the initial attack and everything, so yeah, it could be so many different ways to play out some bio. Guess we'll wait and see what perhaps it can be. As our Reaper comes along, a couple of Lings are going to chase as well. And yeah, just going to be seeing a couple links continue to come around. Drones continue to mine over onto the mineral line. I'm just going to be seeing the reactor coming down, the barracks coming up. Reapers are still chasing, dealing some extra damage to the lings for the moment. Going back around towards the natural. Now these Reapers are going to go hopping back up towards the main base. So again, coming across over here. Full grenade goes down. Queen taking a shot of damage. Zerglin's still taking some hits. Another grenade or so. And the lings are still taking some damage again. Because do have to hop down to the low ground now. I'm just backing it up for the moment. Reapers to the northern side. Going to see that hatchery. We do have plenty of Marines on the way. The stim pack building up. Now Reapers coming back around now to the right-hand side as well. They're going to hop on up towards this main base as we have a jump on in. Little grenade going down. Queen is going to get blasted as well, so Queen's continue to just deal a little bit more damage. Queens continue to push on through. The Reapers do just back it up. Queens then keep on producing more Queens, more answers to these Reapers. And obviously just generic safety throughout the early stages of the game. So we continue to aim for this. Just going to be seeing our Queen here. Getting a shot off. Reapers just taking a hit once again. Again, Queen's coming through. Lingsby coming up. Stim pack, combat shield all continuing out also for the moment. Once again, putting some damage out. Lings taking some heavy hits. Grenades are bopping those Lings all over the place. Reapers escape to the sides for now. And just going to be seeing the Reapers just about getting away one more time. Ay, ay, ay. They are having a go of it, aren't they? Right, well, Reapers, obviously that's what ByuN is so good with. You know, his Reapers are almost like soaped up every time. They're so slippery. They're always able to get away. Impact is still just a few moments from finishing. Combat shield still coming through. 18 Zerglings continue to produce. Actually, let's make that 24. Just going to be seeing the Reapers continue to kite back. Grenade going down. Zergling going to get bopped up into the sky a little bit. We're just going to be seeing Reapers and Marines continue on through. So Zerglings continue to drop. Just going to be seeing a combat shield about to finish up. Factory, engineering bay, all continuing to produce right now. A couple of depots are still building. The Evo chambers are still coming up. Lings are coming through. He's going to get a wraparound on this first little push. This is pretty bad, man. These Marines are all stuck, and they will trade out decently against some of these Lings, but you're going to lose every unit, and typically, you don't want to be losing units as a Terran player. You want to be maintaining your units. You want to keep them alive. You want to keep them going as best as possible. That's obviously now not really happening, so that's actually a pretty big set of losses as ByuN's supply drops. Now, it's equal resources lost. It's just, again, that's a lot of your momentum on as ByuN. And especially in a game where you're adding on 2 more barracks and you're looking to play a pretty aggressive 2-base all-in, you're looking to get up to 5 racks. You're looking to be aggressive. You're looking to go, go, go. As our Marines continue up the sides, a few extra Marines coming through, extra barracks coming up. Failing Nest still just producing a couple of hatches on the way in as well. Melee upgrade building on the side of Dark. So again, those 1-1 melee upgrades coming through too here. Continue to bring that out for the moment. Do have ourselves the few Marines getting forward, a couple Lings going down, Medevac's still coming by. Reactors are building, the Marines again just going to be pulling back a little bit once again. These Lings still trying to dive on the sides. The Marines will get there and push those Lings back for a moment. Failing Nest is about to be finished. Our Reactor, our Tech Lab, both in some trouble here. Just going to be seeing the Reactor going to rebuild a little bit. Marines will come back through. A couple of Creep Tumors get knocked down once again as we move up this ramp. More of this creep spread continues to go down. Tank Siege is going to be seeing a second medevac potential to load up here and to get moving across a little bit. Lings will take some damage. Marines will unload in the corner once again. As we do see a few extra Banes finishing. Now Lings continuing through. Still waiting on those melee upgrades as we pull back over to the corner for now. He's wrapping around. Marines will come through. Just going to be seeing a couple of Bane lanes getting targeted down as well. Just going to be able to knock that there as you have the rest of these Banes getting targeted too. I mean, sitting in the corner obviously should be a pretty good fight generally for ByuN. I would say he's making a pretty good go of it. Lings are still kind of coming around and still trying to figure out just again where we're going to go, what exactly we're going to do on the tail end of this. Lings getting ready to push forward one more time. ByuN giving up the pressure, knocking down creep spread. There is a lot of creep in the center, by the way, so that's one thing you got to be careful of. Not let this creep get too out of control. You don't want that creep to be overwhelming you, especially with the style that ByuN plays. Especially considering he's on such a late third CC. That's one of the ways you would have hoped to maybe have just kept control of this game, but maybe it is just slipping away from you a little bit. The third, of course, in general just means that the initial 2 base of ByuN is not being successful enough to end the game. Does that mean it's a complete failure? No, not necessarily. I wouldn't say it's a complete failure by any stretch of the imagination. As our Ling Bane rotates back into the center once again. He's coming through, Ling Bane coming up. And just still seeing our tank now in position in the middle of the map, allowing us to keep on trading. Resources lost here for ByuN, 2k in favor over Dark, and that is obviously at the cost of him not having had a third CC anywhere near as quickly as Dark, but now as his third gets ready to move out, these sort of efficient trades are going to lead to ByuN being able to really stick it to Dark in the rest of this game as well. Oh no, the Banelings are all gone. The Marines will re-stim up against these Lings. They're going to have a great time. And Dark just lost his entire army. That's going to do it, as this mineral line now is going to get blasted. There's a Liberator in the main that's going to get a couple Queen kills before Dark even responds properly, and it looks as though this is going to be ByuN just overwhelming as the hatchery goes down, and ByuN looks to battle his way into the grand finals of today's Kung Fu Cup. Liberator sieging up overhead as these Lings try and wrap around these last few Marines. We will be forced to lift, we will be forced to back away, so for a moment, things will settle for Dark, but only until reinforcements arrive. Then ByuN's going to keep up the pressure. ByuN's going to keep on pushing. ByuN's going to take this series 2-1. Just like that, he is in the finals of today's Kung Fu Cup. Playing some, as always lately, as it is lately, solid TVZ for himself right there.